Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you. This is IMM Radio and Television, your famous show, Political Lab, where we bring in discussions from different happenings in Ambazonia, Southern Cameroon, and in Cameroon, also events in Africa and the world. Thank you for listening. Today we're going to talk about the Cameroon election that has always been fraudulent, that has always been rigged, and that is why you see one president for 41 years in power. Biya regime has stayed in power for 41 years, the longest serving president in Africa as we speak. And what is the modus operandi of La Republique du Cameroon that they have manipulated the people of Cameroon, they have manipulated the people of Ambazonia until they are still in power for 41 years. The modus operandi of this government is to create more political parties. What they do is that they will create political parties that is funded by them, and you would think that those opposition party leaders are separate from the CPDM party. No, they are just people who are enabling the regime to stay in power. Okay, there are several examples that we have seen where all these former CPDM members are coming out that they want to form their political parties, and what happened? They will come and instead weaken the strength of the opposition party, and instead of the opposition party trying to have a coalition to win the CPDM party, the opposition is weakened because they will have that aspect of weakness because they cannot fight against the regime. This has been the modus operandi of the Pobia regime, and why they have been in power for this long. Now, election has been banned in Ambazonia, Southern Cameroon. Okay, that is known. We have seen a lot of the interim government has made that declaration. Other groups have made that declaration. We have a lot of different activists have made that declaration, and you see most of them talking about that. And what we understand is that the election has no benefit for the people of Ambazonia. Okay, it has no benefit, and election is just a way for the government to stay in power while keep colonizing the people of Ambazonia. Okay, that is the modus operandi of that government. And when people don't understand the government, they will think that something good can come out from them. Nothing good can come out. Okay, their modus operandi is to keep the people of Southern Cameroon under their canopy so that they can control them, they can manipulate them, they can use them, and they can also exploit their resources. But for the past 7 years, what we have seen is the resilience of the people of Ambazonia. That's why even today, the people of Ambazonia have made it clear they will not be part and parcel of any election organized by La Republique du Cameroon. Okay? Because any election or election or whatever organized by La Republique du Cameroon has no place in Ambazonia because it has no benefit. Okay? It has no benefit for the people of Ambazonia. Okay? That is why we are saying that a lot of our people don't understand how this government operates. But for the past years, we have seen how they operate. We know what they can do. We know what they cannot do. Okay? And That is why any election in Southern Cameroon is null and void. Null and void. It means that we will not recognize it, we will not tolerate it, we will not be part and parcel of it. Because one, it doesn't help us, it doesn't help our struggle for our recognition as an Ambazonian. Okay, they keep having this election to make us lose hope and to tell the international community that things are going back to normal. Okay. Secondly, we are not we are Ambazonian. We are not Cameroon citizens, right? We are not Cameroon citizens, and anything happening there is not our business. It's not our business. We have a country. We joined them under a federal system. They left the federal system, okay, and went back to their name at independence. So that has nothing to do with us. They left the system, you know. And when some people talk about separatists, they have to understand who is a separatist. They separated. They left the agreement, the union. We did not. We were there ready to see how it can work. Our people joined through the system of seeing how it can work, but they left. So they are the separatists. Okay, when you say Ambazonians are separatists, we are in our land, we have everything. The people of La Republique left the federal system. Who now do you call the separatists? So what we are saying here is that we will not go back to that past where they try to exploit us. And some of the people of La Republique understand all these gimmicks. Okay, they understand that when oil was discovered in 1972, that is when Aijo said, to better exploit this oil, it's better we will move back to a one-party system, a system of centralization. Okay, and that is what happened, right? And the system is still today. Aijo handed the baton of power to Pobia. Pobia is still having it today. Okay, who will take it next to keep exploiting the people of Ambazonia, to keep exploiting our resources, to keep putting our people under bondage? We are wise. We will not fall in that trap for this time around. Okay, for the past 60 years, our people have been in this demise. Aijo ruled for 20 years, 21 years. Bia is now 41 years. This is almost 62 years of both Aijo and Bia regime exploitation. If that is not enough, I wonder if you want to continue another 40 years for another president. When any president coming out will not want to leave too soon too. They will just continue this because it's the same constitution that they will use, right? What constitution do you think they will use? Do you think they'll go and change it? No. 7 years, 14, 7 years, another 14, just like that. And when somebody stay in power that long, you start doubting because you people enable that environment. Anybody in the CPGM is an enabler of the system because you know that the system is porous, you know that the system is corrupt, but you are supporting the system because you are eating fat from the system. That is the problem. So no matter what happens, if you are part of the system, you are part of the problem. Okay, if you don't want to be part of the problem, you have to be part of the solution. But you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. There is no other way to describe what is happening in that country. And you see the French ambassador went to Bamenda to try to say want to bring peace. But who will tell you that they want peace without justice? Who will want to prefer peace without justice? Because peace goes with justice, right? But people say, well, people are dying. Which country did not fight for their independence? Which country did not fight for civil liberties? Even in America, the blacks, they fought against against racism. That's why today we Africans can come to America and live without being racist, without being racially profiled. We can walk alongside with the white people without any problem. Before it wasn't like this. The black people, even till today, they are still fighting to make sure that any trace of racism is eradicated. So don't come and tell us about people, this one is suffering, people. You don't know the bigger picture. If you know the bigger picture, you fight for the freedom of your people. Because the freedom of your people is a freedom for all, everybody involved, and it will give a good standard of human rights and everything. You can't beat that. There's nothing that is more than freedom. You can go and take a position there. You can go and take whatever you want to take there, but it will not be as better as what freedom is. Having your own country, make your own decisions. You don't have to wait. Okay, now there's election. What do Ambazonians gain from this election? Tell me. If you are an Ambazonian, right? You say, okay, oh, there will be election. How does that election benefit you? In what way, shape, and form do you say that election, right, will be of benefit to you or any Ambazonian? Let's face fact. Okay, let's be facts here, because if you say the election will benefit you, the election will benefit this, the election will benefit this, what are you going to benefit from the election that has nothing to do with the well-being of your own people? The election it's just like somebody just pass and hand something to another person who is the same person in that same family, and they're just going round and round, and you are there, you don't even know what is going on, right? Because you are not part of the family. CPGM is a family. Anybody that takes power will continue the same legacy of CPGM, because the same people will be in power, the same people will still run the business as usual. And what kind of democracy are you talking about? What kind of election are you talking about? Is that the kind of election, the electoral process you are talking about? That is what we are saying no to. We don't want that thing called election in Ambazonia when it has nothing to do with our people. Our people will not benefit from it. You know, it's all about mafia, governance, where the people are made to the same system, the same method the CPDM government has been using is the same method they'll use. So no matter how you sugarcoat it, no matter how you sugarcoat it, anyhow you do it, it will not change the fact that it is CPDM still rolling. The same people who want to use the same system to keep colonizing our people, to keep our people under subjugation, the same people are doing the same thing over and over. What change do you want if the same thing is going over and over? So what we are saying is that we don't, we hear of the killing of some Elecam officials in the north. Okay, that sign is a sign of a civil war coming. The Elecam, 4 of those people have been killed in the north. Okay, in Ambazonia, we are just telling them that our territory is not for elections. If they care, they can come, but anything that happened to anybody, good and fine. We already told them for the past 7 years, no election has taken place in Ambazonia. Anything that happened there, they just come and do some sugar coating around, and they say election. They already have their list of candidates who they have been selected, so there's no need for election. If you already have a list of people who you have selected, and you are a one-party system, why do you need election in the first place? Just continue the system. Than to come and be bothering people. Instead of resolving the crisis, you are putting election front, trying to fool the people that there is election, whereas there is no election. You already have a list of candidates. You already have people that will come and take over power. You say there is election. What election are you talking about? So we are saying is that our people are not interested. Our people already have voter apathy. It means that they don't have trust in the system. They have lost trust in anything election because we don't know and the benefit of the election in the first place. Secondly, we are not Cameroonians. We have our system. Okay, our system must be respected. Okay, the mistake La Republique people are doing is that they think that doing all this thing on our people, it will change the fact that we are Ambazonian. It will not change. Okay, you cannot take out our identity from us. You cannot do that. We are Ambazonian. We are Southern Cameroonian, British Southern Cameroonian who were voted. They voted for our independence. So you cannot change that. Okay, until you respect that identity, you respect who we are as a people. Until you come to terms with that, you go to negotiation table, sit with Ambazonian leaders one-on-one. That is when you understand. But when you keep doing this manipulation, making this, do this, I don't even know what the French ambassador came to do in Bamenda. But when that French ambassador was appointed, I spoke about this. When you appoint a military ambassador, that guy is a military personnel, being appointed as an ambassador, it's an eye opener. The guy is coming more of a spy, not an ambassador. He's coming to make sure that what the government of that country is doing on our people stays. That is why we have to be ready for a long battle. Because the French are not coming, the only way the French will leave Cameroon and maybe Ambazonia is through the way they were made to live in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Okay, Senegal is the latest one, but they did democrat because the youth rose up. They are the youth of La Republique, ready to stand for their right. Are they ready? No, they are not. The youth of La Republique are not ready. Until they are ready, the French dominance will stay in that country. Okay? And what happens? You have to pay those French debt. You have to keep their currency. You have to keep buying military weapons from the French. You have to fight with France if there's a war. Everything is that colonial pact that they signed. But the question is, why should we be put in this mess in the first place? The French never colonized us. The French was never part of Ambazonia. They never had anything to do with Ambazonia, right? France was never in Southern Cameroon. So why all this test? Why all this test for Southern Cameroon at this juncture? But Comrade Chris made some comment. Let me play this.
What the regime in French Cameroon is doing is giving our people a bad name before the international community so they can continue the slaughter that they have since engaged in throughout this war. Let it be known that no matter what they do, what French Cameroon does, no matter the tactics that French Cameroon's phobia employ to kill our people, we will not be cowed or deterred by any of their schemes to succumb to defeat in this war. Friends, for us, every new scheme they introduce in this dirty war is a lesson learned, and we shall keep on learning till it takes us to Buea, our federal capital. It is rather shameful and despicable that a government authority would descend on a community in crisis and instead of providing solutions, wants to arm a section of the community against another. We are already seeing the result of this despicable character of the French Cameroon regime. Their incitement in that community has already led to Ambazonians living in that community severely tortured, their bodies tied on motorbikes and dragged around town and then left to die. This is the highest form of provocation against our people.
We have that
So that is what we just heard from the manipulation of La Republique, trying to arm these certain groups to make our people keep fighting, among themselves. Okay, for the past 7 years, we have bared the brunt of the crisis. Our people have died in their own numbers. Everything has been on our soil. Okay, so what is La Republique losing? Nothing. The only thing they are losing is the economic sabotage, is the economic, that is only what is affecting them from the crisis, right? But what is the business of a French ambassador coming to Bamenda to come and tell the people of Ambazonia that what happened? He has no business in Ambazonia. The French had no business. What are they coming to do? The French government is losing grip of their colonial heritage in Africa. They had 14 countries that were colonized by France. I think only 10 is remaining now, because Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Senegal, they are all gone. And probably Gabon, you saw the military coup in Gabon also. So they have about 9 or 10 countries that they are still influencing. Okay, in Mali, we saw the French were sent out. In Burkina Faso, the French were sent out. In Niger, the French were sent out. You saw them packing and going and even destroying what they could even leave behind for the people. That's how wicked the French did. And the French has this history of doing this to many countries. The same thing that happened in 1960, 1961 when France was leaving these countries. They destroyed a lot of things that they could leave behind for the people. But when we look at what China or Russia is doing to African countries, it's quite different, right? The Chinese people are not coming to colonize us. Russia is not coming to colonize us. They are coming to say, okay, we want to build you a bridge, right? We want to build you a railway station. We want to build this airport. What resources are you going to give us to pay back for this? Okay, that is the best agreement. Because we want to see bridges. We want to see railway station, fast track railway. We want to see all this that we see in America, we see in Europe. That's what we want to see in Ambazonia. We don't want to see people come in and be making speeches there. That's not our business. We want to see what we are seeing here happening there. If any country is coming, we say, okay, this is what I want to do for you people. I want to build you this airport. What resources are we going to give? We say, okay, you can run that airport for 10 years. And you collect your money and you leave the airport. That's how agreement work. But you cannot be coming to make speeches, promises. How is that developing the country? Look at Dubai today. How old is Dubai? But Dubai has become the hub, the financial hub, political, even economic hub, and trade and businesses is booming there. Then tourism. You see, they are making more money on tourism, even more money than even almost comparable to their oil money now, because they have built a very beautiful country. Everybody want to visit Dubai. Their hotels, all these hostels and all these hospitality business is booming in Dubai, because They build something and people want to come and see. It's become like a wonders of the world. If we build infrastructure, we build powerful railway station, we build skyscrapers, we build all these things. People want to just come and visit Ambazonia. And if you have then the hospitality and tourism business will boom, just like in Dubai. People just go to Dubai for vacation. That's it. And all the money they bring in, they spend in Dubai. They come, they buy goods. Yeah? When people go to Dubai, I've been in Dubai more than 4 times. I'll tell you, people spend a lot of money there. It's a vacation place. People don't even talk about the oil in Dubai. Whereas Dubai and United Arab Emirates, there's huge amount of oil reserve. But nobody talk about the oil anymore, right? They're only talking about the tourism in Dubai. Because they have used the oil money, invest in the infrastructure of the country. Okay? If any country want oil, they'll say, okay, this is your oil, but this is what we want. We want you to build us this skyscraper. We want you to build us this fast track railway station. That is how Dubai did. And they will give you the oil. They say, okay, this is what we want. Please construct these bridges. We want these bridges. We want this express highway. That is how Dubai used the oil to build their country so fast. But what happens in most of our countries? They will be selling this thing, put the money in their pocket. Selling, put money in their pocket. Doing this, put money. The countries are just not developed. They are poor and old infrastructure is still there. This is as simple as that. Dubai is not up to 20 years to 30 years old. Dubai is not up to 30 years old. But look at what is in Dubai. Go to others. When I went to Singapore, what I saw in Singapore, how old is Singapore? But they fought against corruption. They fought against all this mafia system. And that is what they got. A change in mentality, change in the mindset. This is what we are telling the people of La Republique. We have seen that for the past years, we have not gained anything from you guys. You have gained from our resources. You have gained from our everything. But the country is not moving. And until you people stand up and say, enough is enough, this same CPGN regime will come and still rule you people again. And you are there watching them, swindling your resources, swindling your monies. You keep watching them until you do what example, the most recent example is Senegal. I don't want to mention Niger and Burkina Faso because those are coup d'etat that happened against the French. But it is France that taught them how to do coup d'etat. If coup d'etat will be the way to go, then so be it. Because the CPJ regime is telling you people that they will still bring Bia there, or they'll bring Fang Bia. Father to son, father to son, father to son is how French people work. The French people has forced most African countries to have father to son replacement. They are training Frank Bia now to come and take over. Then what election are you talking about? If there's an election, then you have smooth and free, transparent something, and anybody who is trying to come in will come to resolve the Ambazonian crisis. You don't want to fight a war on 3 fronts. No president who will come now and want to continue this Bia's legacy, because you put yourself in the highest chaos, because Ambazonian will not relent anytime soon. The worst thing to do is to fight a war on 3 fronts, where you have I don't know about them, where in the north you have the Boko Haram, then you have the Northeast fighting the CPDM, Then you have the Ambazonian crisis. So you have three fronts. But the new president, like what Kamto was saying, that if he's elected president, he will come and, whether he say he will come and do what, I don't know what he was trying to say. But you know that these people have legitimate issue, right? You know that these people have legitimate issue. You don't want to listen to them, right? You prefer to manipulate them and say, okay, I won't give them what they want. We're going to decentralize the system, decentralize this. I just look at Kamto, I just laugh. I say, this, Kamto has been the fervent CPJ member. So what do you think Kamto would change when it comes to power? All those people crying, Kamto president, Kamto president. What will Kamto change? But this guy is one of the guys that are very honest. A very honest guy who opened up and spoke very, very true to power. I want you to listen to him.
Anglophone brother, they've been lying to the Anglophone. We've been robbing them because the only purpose why we had unification in 1972 was because the French people actually discovered oil, and that oil was in the Anglophone people place, which they don't benefit of that oil at all. So we have to be honest. If we want to go forward, today is the 48th anniversary of that union, the union that wasn't really one. We have to go to our brothers and say, look, we are sorry, we apologize, we failed you. But instead of that, we are calling them terrorists. But as English people say, behavior breeds behavior. People will only behave toward you the exact way and manner you behave toward them. And that's what I was saying. Hear Anglophone people out. Sit down with them and listen to them. If you don't want them to go away, let's go back to federalism. I mean proper federalism. And stop paternalizing them, treating them like a children. So today, what are we celebrating? There's no cause for celebration. Today is this anniversary to the Southern Cameroon people is a very, very bitter one. It's very bitter one for them. It reminds them the day they were robbed, the way they were robbed of their sovereignty, the way they were lied upon, and the day they even enter into jail. And that's what it is. So you're not coming here to tell me that Happy National Day. No, it's not National Day. This is a sad day for all of us. Yes, it is for the Anglophone to start with, but it is to us as well. Because as I was saying the other day, you cannot be a human being and go freely with what's going on. The killing that are going on there. People are sleeping outside. People are sleeping in the bush in their own country. And that cannot be on. We can never allow that to happen in our country again, whatever political situation we're going to choose. But all I'm saying to any Cameroonian, French-speaking Cameroonian, listen to me now. Go on and talk to our Anglophone brother. Apologize. Because we ought to apologize. They haven't done, on my watch, under my watch, they haven't done anything.
Yeah. You see,
let me give a brief of what this guy just mentioned. Okay, he said they are benefiting from our oil. That's fact. There's no lie about that. Oil reserve is more than the percent. We contribute almost 60% of the resources or the revenue of the whole country combined, La Republique and Ambazonia. Okay, and oil is the huge chunk of that revenue. And but he mentioned apology. Okay, apology should go on the negotiation table. When you do something to some people like this, killing us, genociding, massacring, scorch-earthing us without remorse, apology by saying we are sorry, that cannot suffice. What is gonna suffice? Because there's consequences of any country declaring war and you don't win that war. La Republique will pay reparations to the people of Ambazonia. Financial reparation for our financial loss, financial reparation for human loss, financial reparation for property, everything that people have lost. That is normal. There's no question about that. Even Germany is still paying money to some countries still today because it's an agreement. You pay every year. But what we are trying to say here is that when you terrorize a population and call them terrorists, that is a way of changing the mindset of the local population. We do not want to see our people being terrorized. La Republique is already terrorizing us for the past 7 years. And when we talk to maybe a group or Ayaba or ADF, please stop doing that. You are doing the same what the La Republique government military is doing on our people. And how do you want the people to believe you that you are protecting them? So we should stay quiet while the ADF is doing all this thing on all this craziness that they are doing? No. We are running from a barbaric terrorist regime so that we can show an example to the world that, oh, we have a good governance. I always say this. Wait, do you think that if our parents were behaving the way we are behaving today, any country would recognize us? Any country will even vote that, yes, let this country have independence? But they were very organized. Why can't we copy the examples our parents had back then? We don't want democracy, but you are fighting against an undemocratic regime. You don't want change. You are fighting against an unchangeable regime. You don't want to have constitution. You don't want to have something, but you want to change something. I mean, what kind of hypocrisy is that? You can only change when you change yourself. You can only change a system when you are ready to change your own system first. Fix your own house too. Fix your house. Then you can keep that mindset that, oh, my house is clean. I can go and clean this house. But you cannot be preaching democracy, preaching constitutionality, preaching good governance, preaching free and fair election. When you don't want to hold free and fair election, you don't want democratic system. You see the governance is going their own way. Why do you think people don't have trust? Most people don't have trust in the struggle today. It's because of the behavior of some of you guys. Undemocratic mindset is you or nothing. That kind of mindset of all or nothing. You want to be the lead. You always want to be the leader. You don't want to follow. You don't want to follow. You want to be the lead. And that is what is also part of the problem. We cannot be divided and go to a negotiation in the first place. That is why if we had one voice during the Swiss-led negotiation, La Republique couldn't have left that negotiation. If we had one voice during the Canada talk, La Republique couldn't have left. But because some leaders, they feel too big. They feel too much for themselves. Self-aggrandizement. But they don't know that they are there because they are fighting for the people. A leader is made, you have to listen to the people. It's a people's voice. You are there because the people they put you there. If you don't want to listen, you have to step down. If you are not ready to listen to the people's voice, you are not ready to listen what the people want, you have to step aside. That's why I've seen that in many places here in America where I see mayors resign, even governors resign, even state officials resign. Because once they see you that you are not competent enough to do something for the people, why are you there in the first place? Why don't give space for those people that can do the business? You must not be there. You must not be the leader. You must not be the person that is there. And now La Republique will be saying that, oh, we can't go to negotiation because the leaders are divided. They have that mindset too. But Ambazonians are not divided in the first place. They are just divided in how to go about business. That's where the division is. But all Ambazonians want independence. All Ambazonians want to go to Boya. Every Ambazonian. Okay? But that's a mindset that we are putting, and the way they look at it, the international community see us as divided. Even though we are not divided in what we want, we are divided in how to go about it in the process. We have to change our mindset. La Republique is listening to this guy. He made him mention that he knows that they have robbed us from our sovereignty. Why not put our heads together and get something? Then we can start creating political parties. We can start creating our groups. Yeah. We need to have that unified voice. We need it no matter what. You listen to this Francophone guy. Sometimes I even think that some Francophones have started thinking better than us. I was thinking the other way around, but this time, from what this guy is saying, these are people who know what they're saying. Let's keep listening to him.
We failed them. We've been doing that for years. We've lied to them, we've deceived them, and we've mistreated them in their own country. You know, some people calling them Anglo-foolish. Our fellow Cameroonians. For what? Just because they speak English and we speak French? We are discriminating our own brother, our own African brother, because we happen to speak another European language and they speak another European language. Come on, man. These are our brothers and sisters. So we should reach out for them and apologize. Apologize properly. And start things again from the beginning. And try to sort of solve some wounds. Heal some wounds. So that's the purpose. That's the purpose of my thing. So don't come here and tell me, they've killed people there, they've done terrorism there. What have you done to them? These people are in their own land. You go there. How did this thing start all the time? I mean, they were cooperative revendication to start with. We had solicitors, we had teachers, we had lawyers, judge, saying that, listen, we don't come here and ask us to speak French. We don't have to speak French. We are Anglophones. We speak English, for God's sake. If you want to speak French, go to Yaoundé, go to Bafoussam, go to Douala. If you come to Bamenda, if you come to Boya, you have to obey by the common law. That's our system. That's what we signed up to. October 1st, 1961. Remember, there was a prime minister in 1966, prime minister of Anglophone of Southern Cameroon at the time, called Augustin Gomjua. 1966, he saw the fraud coming, and he told Aijo, he said, listen, the federalism we are in is the mixage of two different people with two different cultures. So we don't want to be Francophones. We don't want you to be Anglophone. That's what that Prime Minister in 1966 said, I think some years before the unification, the charade of unification. So Anglophone have been saying, look, when you went to agreement in Fumban, July 1961.
Yeah. This guy is very honest.
You know, this guy is very honest. To be factual, when this crisis started, some of these Francophone guys were coming to terms with the reality. You heard some of them were talking about the killing going on. They have to sympathize, they have to empathize with the killings. But what happened after? Some of them just stop. And when you be silent of what is happening to a people you claim you are one and indivisible, what does that tell you? You are not part of them, right? So when a government has held a people spellbound, that they cannot even speak out when the government is wrong. That government has held those people spellbound. And the people have contributed to the behavior of that government. Because when you allow the government to keep doing what they're doing without telling them, please, this thing is wrong, what do? You encourage them. The war in Ambazonia, these government officials are making a lot of money from this war. Because if they say they are going to give this amount of money to the generals or the armies, they have some in their pockets. That's how they make the money. The generals will be making their own money. These people are making their own money. That's how it happens. And what does a failed state, the policy of the failed state is to make the army stronger. Okay? The policy of the failed state or a dictatorship regime is to make the army strong. And once the army is strong, they don't care about the other society people. They don't care about those other guys. They don't care how you think. They don't care what you feel. They don't care what happened to education. They don't care what happened to the other ministries. If once they have a strong military regime, and that's why they have given power to the military courts, right? They have given more power to the military. That the military can talk. The military can decide now much on what to do. And there'll be no problem, right? But we have to understand, we are fighting a rogue regime. And the rogue regime will not surrender until they see the real fire coming. Many countries who have seen how uprising happened. Remember the uprising that happened in the north, where you have Morocco, all those, Egypt. There was an uprising there, We saw that now in the Sahel, right? Niger, Burkina Faso, they had their own uprising through coup d'etats. Now, Senegal has shown some example. Ivory Coast, before Senegal was Ivory Coast, right? You saw the Ivorians say no. The Congolese, Kabila, when they were trying to give father to son change, when Roland Kabila was, handed it to his son. Gabon, where Omar Bongo handed to the son. These are the trend France is looking at. So no matter who you bring as candidate, no matter who you bring as France will not recognize them, because it's France running those countries. France run them. So when you bring anything, you try to bring this, that's your business. But our resilience, our steadfastness, our determination is what will win the war. Okay? It doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters how many times you rise up after falling. And that is a resilience our people will take to win this crisis. Okay? What position are you? What level of this determination are you? You have to up your game. Up your game. Because what La Republique is going through a transition. And this transition is a God-sent transition for Ambazonians. We remember the first part of this crisis, we had one single transition. The African Nations Cup. We messed up with that opportunity. This is the second transition. If there's a change of governance in La Republique, and we don't take advantage of this change of governance, the next transition, we don't know, maybe it will come the next 5 years or 10 years again. So it's an opportunity for us to take this that God is sending to us. Take this and get free, or die, keep dying trying. That's the message. Thank you for listening. Please don't forget to share, and make sure you sign and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and God bless you. God bless Ambazonia.